most of the copper deposits these days are very low grade. So you take enormous amounts of material to get a little bit of copper. And in truth, right now, most of the open pit copper mines in Arizona and Peru, we're all around the world, they're mining at 0.5% copper. So that means for every pound of copper that you get in the end, you have 200 pounds of junk, rock. They blow up the rock the way they start, with dynamite, and into huge pieces. I mean, 4, 5, 7, 8 feet chunks. And they, with an electric shovel, pick these up, put them in a dump truck. The trucks are down in the pit, and they have a roadway that spirals up out of the pit. And so the trucks with this huge pile of big boulders comes up, takes it to the mill. They dump these boulders into a jaw crusher, and they go boom, 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 and crack this rock until it's kind of foot size. And then they take that rock, put it in a rotating ball mill where the steel balls are maybe 8, 9 inches, 20, 30, 40 pounds. The ball mill has vanes on it. As it turns, it captures a ball and takes it up and drops it. And at the same time, it's taking these chunks of rock. So this whole thing, rocks and steel balls, is just rotating. And they keep doing that until size is sand size. Copper World claims they're going to dissolve the copper out of the rock. Well, to do that, the rock needs to be really fine. So could be an extra step. What you end up with is a mixture of sand with copper minerals in it, 0.5%. And to get what you want of the copper minerals, well, they're really tiny. They're of order 1/10 of an inch or smaller. This copper sulfide is kind of magic. It's heavy, but you make certain chemicals and turn it into a froth in a big pool and make bubbles. And the copper minerals stick to the bubbles. And all the waste minerals, the quartz, the feldspar, don't do that, and they sink. So you get this perfect 85 to 90% perfect separation. And they have veins that rotate on the surface and literally scoop the froth, the bubbles with the copper off to the side and push it into a sluice where these things can then be turned into copper. The key to the whole problem is the junk that you left with. And if there was no problem there, we wouldn't mind having a copper mine, probably. But this 200 times waste, they basically get rid of. And they do that because it's already in a solution in mostly water. They make a mud slurry and they pump it wherever their tailings pond is. And so people see in Green Valley the tailings piles. They look like mesas on top of each other. And those are actually built so they enclose a pond. And if you're higher here, actually looking across the valley, you can see water in all of those. So what they're trying to do is get rid of the water that was used to slurry the mud to get it into the tailings pile. And the huge amount of water, because you need at least as much water as waste rock. And you leave about 30% of the water behind in the mud. It won't separate. The rest of it separates, evaporates, and goes away. And the mining people would have you think that, well, that's pretty good water. Well, in fact, it is. It's evaporated water. It's like a desalination plant. But it's gone. I mean, wherever it came from, it's gone. It may end up raining in Kansas or New England, but it's not here anymore. And the stuff that's in the tailings pile stays here forever. And that's really nasty because it sits there and does chemistry with the rock that it's in over millennia. So that water's done forever.